It's time for The Pet Show with America's favorite pet expert, Warren Eckstein. Warren is the author of How to Get Your Cat to Do What You Want and How to Get Your Dog to Do What You Want. He's here to answer all your pet and animal questions. And now, Warren Eckstein.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to The Pet Show. Does your senior Pekingese think he's Peter Pan? Are your feral felines acting a bit fearful? Do your terriers have you totally tuckered out? Well, if you love animals, and I know you do, care about wildlife and the environment, and want to learn how to really get into your dog or cat's head and understand how they think and understand them almost as well as they understand you, if you're confused about your dog or cat's behavior or just want to improve their lifestyle, you know what to do. Stay tuned because once again, right here, right now, it is time for The Pet Show. America's first and only real pet psychology, pet training, behavior, and of course, pet lifestyle show. So hop up on my couch, bring your furry little buddies with you, folks, because it is that time once again to let the animal analyzing begin. Hey, good morning, everyone. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show, the place where we absolutely, never a doubt about it, love, adore, and as I stress every single week for the last 41 years, respect pets and animals as much as you do. By the way, if you'd like to join me on the ever-growing Pet Show family, if you have a question or a comment, want to share a story, talk about a rescue dog, or just want to find out why your dog is humping everything inside her, your cat looks at the litter box and says, there's no way I'm going in there. If you have a question about your pet's behavior, as I said, or just want to share a story, great time to give me a call. And if you're new to the Pet Show or regular to the Pet Show, it makes no difference. Everyone, I mean everyone that calls into the Pet Show and gets to talk to me live today will in fact be getting an absolutely amazing gift. Don't get excited. You know it's not for you. It's for that beautiful dog or cat that you adore and love. And if you're new to the show, just a reminder that I have some of the greatest sponsors in the world. Some have been with me for 20, 25 years. And many of the items I give away on this show, we're not talking biscuits here, folks. Many of the items I give away are worth $25, $35, $45, even $50. So if you have a question or a comment, or just want to brag about your dog or cat, great time to give me a call. And just before I give you that phone number, by the way, if you want to watch me do the show live and see the face behind the mic, you can do that. You can go to youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. That's youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. You'll see my face. Or maybe I'll even take some questions there as well. And again, if you do have a question or a comment, the phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870 KRLA. That's 866-870 KRLA. Or if you're more of a numbers person, that's 866-870-5752, 866-870-5752. I'd like to hear from some of my listeners, too, about how their pets react to the rain. It's raining in Southern California. It is. It's really raining. I can't believe it. So I'd love to hear how your dogs or cats respond. I know Molly and Willie, when I let them out this morning, they looked at me and said, you know what, Pop, there's no way. Let's wait till the drizzle stops. Then we can go outside and do what we have to do. So if you have a question or comment about your pet, or just want to let me know how your dog or cats react to the rain, great time to call me. Again, the phone number, 866-870 KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. As always, your phone calls are my priorities. I have some great topics I want to share with you, but you know by now I never get through all of my topics because of your questions and comments, which is why I do the show, your questions and comments. But if I don't get to certain topics on the air, you can always go to my YouTube channel at the end of the show and see them there. And the YouTube channel's real easy. It's youtube.com/Warren Eckstein, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. So with the opening being there, let me tell you what's coming up on today's show. I'm real excited about it. Lots of great stuff to talk about. Hopefully we'll get to some of the information. Last week I talked about Zoomies, and a couple of friends called up and said, Warren, you never got to the story. Yeah, I never got to the story. Is Zoomies good, or can Zoomies occasionally be bad? So I will get to that story, I hope. I got my fingers crossed, folks, on today's show. But again, if you want to check out the face behind the mic, check it out at youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. So here's what I have coming up for today's show. Do you really think that you're a good pet parent? A brand new study suggests that your style of pet parenting can influence your pet's behavior. Are you good or are you bad? Find out coming up. Your style of being a pet parent. Also coming up, You know, sometimes our dogs can do things that simply defy explanation. So do you believe that dogs have a sixth sense, or are they psychic? You know, I've talked about how many times dogs have saved my life or gotten me out of trouble in my career. So is it a sixth sense? Are they psychic, or is it something else? I'd love to hear your opinion on that. I'll share mine. And you know, we all do things that we think are best for our dogs and cats. We really do. But do we really know, really know what makes our dogs and cats happy? So what does really make your dog or cat truly happy? I'd love to hear from you on that as well. And I don't mean a little wag of the tail. I mean when the dog's running around like crazy, so excited, the cat's really thrilled to see you. That's it. What makes your pets really happy? Also, you guys know, I don't hide it, that I have several tattoos. I have a tattoo of a dog on my right leg. I have a tattoo that says no regrets on one of my arms. I have a tattoo that that was supposed to be an eagle I got in just outside of a tavern in Bangkok, Thailand many years ago. It was supposed to be an eagle, kind of looks more like a parakeet. So I'm pro tattoo. I think it's great. It's a great form of art if people want to get them. But a woman has a special tattoo to memorialize her dog, and I'll tell you later what makes her tattoo so different than mine or many other people's. As always, plenty of time to answer all of your pet and animal questions. As I said, lots of amazing stuff to give away. You got nothing better to do than to listen to the show. It's raining outside. Where are you going to go? Where are you going to go? Nowhere, of course. Stay home, listen to the Pet Show. Lots of stuff to give away. So if you have a question about your dog or cat, housebreaking, chewing, jumping, barking, confused about the litter box, you got a new cat, the older cat doesn't like the new cat, you're dating someone new, your dog bit him, you get the idea. That's what we do here on the show. We help you resolve any issues you're having with your dogs and cats, or more than likely, any issues your dogs or cats are having with you. So great time to give me a call. Again, the phone number, and as I said, I got hugs and kisses to give away. I got Lucy pet food, kitty lickies, copies of my best-selling books, a brand new product I'm giving away, all-natural herbal flea spray, T-shirts, hemp seed oil, lots of great stuff to give away. Plenty of time to answer all of your pet and animal questions. Again, the phone number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That's how to get through to the show. Before I get to a couple of calls already coming in, the two questions I have for you guys this week is, what makes your dog or cat really happy? I don't mean what makes him just wag his tail or your cat meow a little bit. I mean, really, what gets your dog or cat excited? Give me a call. Let me know. 866-870-5752. And I'm going to toss another question on top of that. How many people out there believe, I mean, really believe, guys, that your dog or cat has a sixth sense? Or maybe psychic. Anybody out there? Is it just me? Now, I've spoken to a lot of phony psychics in my life, but I've never spoken to a phony dog or cat in my life. So do you believe your dogs and cats could be psychic? Or what makes them really happy? Give me a call. I will send you a great gift if I like you, even if I don't, but it's a great question. Again, the phone number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. Okay, so before I do anything else, before I even take a phone call, my good friend, Pam Scholl, called last week and said, Warren. Well, she didn't say Warren. I wasn't there. But she said, what about Zoomies? You never did Zoomies. Tell us about Zoomies. So, Pam, here you go. This is the story on Zoomies. By the way, the technical term for Zoomies is frantic random activity periods. Frantic random activity periods. I wonder how much the college got money-wise to study that. You know, while getting the Zoomies is normally dog behavior, it's really normal. If they happen frequently, it might be a sign your dog is stressed or unsure about what's going on. Zoomies can become what's called a displacement behavior. You hear me? A displacement behavior. Now, displacement behaviors are normal behaviors that happen out of usual context. If your dog isn't sure about what they're supposed to do or feels anxious, I just wrote this week, so bear with me, they might start running around as a way to get rid of what built up nervous energy they have. Pay attention to when your dog tends to get the Zoomies, then you can work on creating a more positive association with those things through desensitization and counter-conditioning training. So, the Zoomies are fun. We all love the Zoomies. We watch our dogs run around like crazy. Most of the time, it's a good thing. They're excited. They got some extra energy, but sometimes it can mean more than that. So I hope that answers your question, Pam. And just remember, notice what time your dog gets the zoomies. Does he get the zoomies when the garbage man comes? Does he get the zoomies at night? That can be indicative of what you need to do. Again, the number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. Before I get to the phones, it's raining outside. I got to tell you guys, you would never know by my accent, of course, but I'm not a native Los Angeles person. I was born in the Bronx, raised on Long Island, but I got rid of my accent 20 years ago when I got out here. Anyway, I used to love going out in the rain. I used to love the cold weather. Now that I live in Santa Monica, I'm telling you, a little drizzle like this, or if the temperature goes below 65, I'm ready for a down jacket. I was so cold this morning, I put on a sweatshirt. And if you're watching on YouTube, usually I do a t-shirt or a light shirt. I'm wearing a corduroy shirt over a t-shirt today. That's how chilly I'm feeling. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752, the way to get through. By the way, if you're not following me on YouTube, you should. I'm sharing a lot of information there. And lots of times people say, well, I don't have a lot of time. Well, a lot of the product, a lot of the items I put on YouTube are like what we call shorts. They're like 1 minute. But it covers a lot of different topics. And there's literally 75, 80. I add them every single week, almost every single day. So check out youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. I'll be doing more there. Subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. And you'll get a lot of information that I will be sharing with you. And believe me, if you look around my office, there's a lot of information that I want to share. Again, the number 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through to the pet show. Let me start out with a call from Manhattan Beach today. Let me go to Tella. Hey, Tella, welcome to the pet show.
Can you tell me why dogs bark when other dogs walk by their house?
Yeah, because they feel like they're being challenged at that point. Some dogs bark for other reasons. Some dogs are very, very social, and they just want to get outside and meet the other dog. But very often when a dog is confined in an area, whether that area be your house looking out a window, the area be your car looking out the car window, or even when you have your dog on a 6-foot leash, that 6-foot leash now becomes its home. So when a dog sees another dog outside, the barking is kind of a way of letting him know, hey, this is my territory, or it could be, hey, I want to go out and play with you. So you kind of have to really understand how to read your dog's bark to understand exactly what they're saying, Tella.
Okay.
What kind of dog do you have?
My dog barks when dogs walk by our house, and yet other dogs bark when he walks by their house.
Well, that's what dogs do. In other words, sometimes that's what I always try to explain to people, that sometimes we try to understand our dog's behavior from our perspective. Can you imagine if dogs behaved looking at us? Boy, that would be a horrible world. But anyway, the bottom line is dogs are very instinctive. And that's why I always say trust their instinct. Now, if the dog is barking and a dog goes by, and let's say he's barking for 15 or 20 minutes, that's excessive. If he's just barking until he sees the dog out of sight, that's normal behavior, nothing at all to worry about.
I know it's normal. I just wondered their reasoning. Well, thank you.
No, don't go anywhere. What kind of dog did you say you had?
I have a blended terrier.
You must listen to the show. I love that new word, a blended terrier. How old is he?
He's about 3.5.
Okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to put you on hold, and for your blended terrier, I am going to send you. You're the first one to get it today, you lucky devil, Tella. I'm sending you a jar of my own Hugs and Kisses vitamin mineral supplement treats. One of the more expensive things I have to send out. This means your dog will be healthy and happy for 20, 25, 30 years. Who knows? Anyway, the phone number here, 866-870-KRLA. Again, if you want to check out the face on YouTube, we're going to do some YouTube change. I know right now when you go to my YouTube channel, all you get to see is my mug, my microphone, some awards I received behind me. We're going to probably do some videos coming up in the not-too-distant future behind me as well. But if you have a question or a comment, the phone number, 866-870-KRLA. And again, the questions today are, do you believe that your pets have a sixth sense, or what makes your dog or cat really happy? Give me a call. I will send you a great gift. 866-870-5752, 866-870-KRLA. Let me take a quick break. Good time to call when I do go to a commercial break. A quick break, then right back to your phone calls on Warren Eckstein. This is the And we are back on the Pet Show on this rainy day. I'm Warren Eckstein. Great time to give me a call. Come on, I want to hear from some people. Do you think your dogs and cats are psychic? I do. I honestly do. I told you, they saved me more than 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 times. So that's one of the questions. Do pets have a sixth sense, or are they psychic? And the other question is, what makes your dog or cat happy? Give me a call either way. If you get through, a great gift will be coming for your best buddy. The phone number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. I'm in a kind of great mood today. I was kind of a little bit sick this week, but I woke up this morning feeling like a brand new person. I want to share some stuff with you also. I was doing an interview this week, and they asked me, Warren, what are your favorite memories of working with rescue? And let me just share what I wrote. Over the years, my favorite rescue memories are working with what I call nervous Nellies. I loved working closely with the dogs that need one-on-one time to build up their trust and help increase their confidence so they can be rehomed. I enjoy being part of their journey and witnessing the positive changes in their behavior and nature. You know, so many dogs are put to sleep at shelters across the country. You know, they're aggressive, they're this, they're that. Some of them are just anxious and nervous Nellies, as I call them. And let me tell you, of all the thousands of dogs I've worked with, the nervous Nellies have always been the closest to my heart. Not only have I adopted many of them, but the fact that I was able to build up their confidence, build up their self-image. Forget about heel, sit, stay down, and come. That's important, and it helps build up the confidence because they're getting positive training for that. But again, the best thing I've ever done in my life is take these dogs that no one else thought could be rehomed. No one else thought would ever survive. No one else thought ever had the right to live. They were evaluated at shelters and told to be killed. Bottom line is, if you take the time and you have the patience, you can bring these guys around, and ultimately, they do make amazing, amazing companions. That's my take on it. Other people think differently. I remember having an argument years ago with a bunch of rescue workers that said, this was that for Purina, it was a big thing they had down in St. Louis. They brought me into St. Louis, and they had somebody there say, well, you got to test the dog with this rubber hand. If the dog goes after the rubber hand, you got to kill the dog. And all these people saying, yeah. And I walked out. I just walked out. I said, you guys are so insane. You should never touch another dog in your life. 866-870-KRLA, but that's enough. Let me get back to the busy phones right now. Let's go to Tony in Los Angeles. Hey, Tony, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi, Warren. Thanks. What a story, by the way, but thanks for taking my call.
Hey, it's my pleasure. You're getting a little static. Can you move your phone a little bit?
There we go. Is that a little better?
A little better, but I still hear static. Anyway, what's your question?
Such a challenge. I want to bring these two wonderful Siamese.
You know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to put you on hold, and I'm going to have Suzette try to work on having you call me back on a different line or something so that we can get a better connection because it's having a little trouble hearing you. Let's go to. I'm going to get to you in a second, Sophie, but right now, let me go to Candace in L.A. Hey, Candace, welcome to the Pet Show.
Oh, thank you. It's an honor to call to talk to you. And I've become a cat whisperer or something because I have all of a sudden psychic connections with cats.
Oh yeah, and what are they telling you?
Well, this happened. I'd say about a year or so ago, and I was feeding a feral cat of where I was working, and then I got to the point where I knew where she was all the time, and so then it developed from there, and then I rescued a little black kitten. And once in a while, they show you pictures, and they tell you where they are.
I believe that certain people do have powers. I believe it's inhibited in most, but I'm so glad you had it. But let me just correct you on one thing, okay? The term whisperer. The term whisperer doesn't mean whispering. It means dominating. Okay, I'm anti that word. I don't like the word. I don't like the people that use that word. When you say whisperer, what does that mean? You know, if you ever watch any of these people that call themselves whisperers, they're dominant trainers. You know, alpha roles and this. No. You're a communicator. You're an animal lover. You're an animal being, whatever you are. But you know, this whole term of whispering, everyone's a whisperer. I got tarantula whisperers contacting me, ant whisperers contacting me, elephant whisperers contacting me. And if you understand the term whisperer, where that came from was the the people that use that dominance in training. So I don't use that word whisperer. I use the word good person, good relationship with their pet.
That. I'm an animal or a cat communicator.
There you go, cat communicator. There you go. A great Candace, by the way. And I'm glad you called, because some people think it's eccentric to think that cats and dogs can have psychic power. I got to move on, but let me do this. Let me put you on hold, and I am going to do this. If you are psychic already, you know what I'm going to send you, right? I'm going to send you some kitty lickies for your cats, and I appreciate that phone call. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. Did you know the way you parent your dog or cat can be really, really important in the way they turn out? A lot of people don't know that. Also want to talk about healthy, happy pets. We're going to find out. And I didn't realize this. Wow, this just came across my desk. This was from the ASPCA. Poison Control reported seeing more than a 300% surge in marijuana-related cases over the last 5 years. A nonprofit group in Florida is actually training guardians, pet guardians, and people in animal rescue to give the opioid overdose reversal drug, Narcan, to animals. But that has to be on the right person. Kind of interesting. They say they haven't had a spike in opioid, but the majority of dogs that are affected with opioids or opioid poisoning are usually the dogs I've trained over the years. Police dogs, military dogs, where they're sniffing out drugs. Of course, they're higher. But be careful. Over-the-counter medications and chocolate make up the bulk of calls to poison control. So be really, really careful. And I just heard the other day someone was taking their dog for a walk, and in San Francisco, I think it was Oakland, as a matter of fact, and the dog picked up something that was on the ground, and it turned out to be a methamphetamine, and the dog luckily survived, but will have to be rushed to a veterinarian. Phone number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Sophie Chadsworth, welcome to the Pet Show.
Oh, thank you very much, Warren. First of all, I used to listen to you on that other channel.
What other channel? There's no other channel in L.A. Come on now.
Wasn't it KABC?
Oh, are they still around? I never heard of them. God, I don't
Well, in my eyes, they're not around anymore. But in any event, I was channel surfing, and I found your familiar voice. I go, Warren Eckstein. Oh, my gosh. So now I listen to you on a regular basis.
Well, I'm so glad to hear that, Sophie.
My issue is I have 7 cats. They're all rescues. I have one in particular, my Lucy, who is driving me up the wall. She, for no reason at all, starts screaming, ranting, yodeling. She could carry on for hours. She'll do that when I'm there, when I'm not there.
How old is she? Sophie, how old is she?
She's 5.
Okay, so she's a young cat.
Spayed and neutered.
Yeah. Now, does she seem in pain?
That's how she sounds. But then I'll go down. I'm in a tri-level townhouse. I could be all the way upstairs. I'll hear her. I'll come running downstairs. I look at her and I say, "What?" She stops, runs, and hides.
Okay, 2 things. Number 1, you're kind of partially doing what I'm going to recommend that you do. If she's doing that, I want you to go up, say things are okay, but I don't want you to leave right away. I don't want you to spend a lot of time when she's crying. I want you to leave as soon as she stops, because if you spend a lot more time there, you're going to reinforce that behavior. Number 1, right off the bat, let's make sure there's nothing physiologically wrong with the cat. There's a lot of things that can make a cat do that. Could be a tooth problem. 85 to 90% of cats will in fact develop some type of periodontal or dental disease by the time they're like 3 or 4 years old. So it could be something like that. It could be some pain. I would recommend a quick trip to the vet, or at least a conversation, and rule out anything physiological. If the vet says, you know what, she's in tip-top health, here's what I want you to do. Again, when you hear her reacting like that, it's okay to respond to it, but if you overreact, if you over-respond, you reinforce that behavior. So if he's doing it from a psychological standpoint of, well, if I do this, mom will come up, you don't want to over-reinforce it. You want to go up to make sure she's okay, everything's fine, and walk away at that point. She'll get the idea in no time at all.
Yeah, because she could be quiet for days, and then all of a sudden it kicks in, and she starts.
And have you ever tried to figure out? And now, if you were to hire me, okay, I don't do this anymore, but if you were to hire me, I would come to your house and I would tell you, let me stay here. I'm going to stay here for 12 hours, and I'm just going to listen to what time it seems that the cat is more apt to react that way. the time could be very, very important in letting me know how I want to resolve the issue. Is it at night? Is it during the day? Is it when the neighbor pulls his car in? It was a neighbor pulls his truck out. It's the guy down the block who brought a brand new Harley Davidson. There could be any number of things that are a trigger point for the cat to react that way. So before we try to resolve it, the best thing to do is to try to figure it out. That's why the vet is real important. But if the vet gives you a clean bill of health, the advice I just gave you is right on target. I don't want to sound egotistical, but if you follow that advice, that behavior will dissipate.
Yes, I keep thinking to myself, I need to take her to a vet, but then all of a sudden she'll stop doing that, and then she starts up again.
It doesn't make any difference. You know, some people, some pets that have certain types of problems are sporadic. It doesn't happen all the time. My wife suffers with diverticulitis. It happens maybe once every 2 or 3 years, but we still got to take care of it. So we don't know. We don't know what the bottom line is. So again, I want you to get that vet bill, follow my advice on the behavior, and you should be fine. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put you on hold and send you a copy of how to get your cat to do what you want. Build up that self-image. But I really want that that conversation with your veterinarian. Hey, the phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870 KRLA, 866-870-5752. What makes your dog or cat really happy? I mean really happy. Or do you believe that dogs and cats have a sixth sense? Give me a call. I got great stuff to give away. I'm giving away the Hugs and Kisses. That's my vitamin mineral supplement treat. Lucy Pet Food, Arthrosuit Gold for hips and joints, my best-selling books. I just gave one away, a hemp seed oil, kitty lickies, T-shirts, all-natural herbal flea spray. So everyone that calls in and gets to talk to me live will get one of these great gifts for their best buddy. Again, the number 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. And if you don't believe I'm freezing, go to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. You see what I'm wearing? I'm wearing a T-shirt with a very, very heavy corduroy shirt over it, and I'm still freezing my butt off. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. A quick break, then right back to all of your phone calls. Listen, you're listening. All right, how many of you don't? Oh, you all remember Captain Kangaroo. I love Captain Kangaroo. I got to know Bob Keeshan a little bit. He lived in the next town away from me in Rockville Center, Long Island. I lived in Oceanside. Really great guy, and I really kind of believe it was Captain Kangaroo and Mr. Green Jeans. The way they talked about animals in kind of an anthropomorphic way really encouraged me. So every time I saw him, I thanked him on a regular basis. It was a great kid show. So much better than a lot of stuff that's being shown nowadays. Hey, great time to give me a call if you have a question or comment about your dog or cat. If you want to see the face on YouTube, check it out. I want to talk to you directly, face to face. It's youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. And again, I'm stressing that you subscribe to that. Here's why. It's free to subscribe to it. But more importantly, there's a lot of amazing posts there. Some of them are long posts. Some of them are minute posts. There's videos of when I was doing the Mickey Mouse Club. But there's also a lot of current stuff. And I really tried to make a lot of shorts there. I know a lot of people are busy, so a lot of 1-minute items. So check it out. Subscribe. It's youtube.com/Warren Eckstein, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein, the same thing you're watching right now as I broadcast the Pet Show Live. But if you do have a question or a comment, or just want to answer the question about whether or not you believe that dogs and cats have a sixth sense, or whether or not they're happy, what makes them really happy, give me a call, 866-870-KRLA. 866-870-5752. As I said, I still got kitty lickies to give away, hugs and kisses, copies of my best-selling books. Someone asked me the other day, Warren, how many books did you write? And I was looking up my bookshelf, and I'm going to take a picture. Actually, 13. I've written 13 books. Some really great coffee table books. They're out of print, but I'm going to show you some in a photo that I take next week. 866-870-KRLA. We'll get to you, Bill. We'll get to you, Tony. We'll get to you, Jane, in just a second. Beyond environmental enrichments, cats also need social enrichment, such as play, interaction. As much as we like to believe cats are highly independent, they're also very, very social animals. Enrichment is often about presenting novel opportunities for exploration and interaction. Even a favorite toy or activity can get boring, so be sure to change things up occasionally. Sound familiar, guys? Sound familiar? That's exactly what I wrote this week. Those are the type of shorts that I put on the YouTube channel, so you want to check that out as well. 866-870-KRLA. Come on, guys. What makes your dogs and cats happy? What really makes them happy? Is it when you come home, or is it when you leave? Tell me the truth now. Is it when they go for a walk outside? We're going to find out. You know what? Let me go to Bill. Then we're going to go back to Tony. I think we got Tony back again. And then we're going to go to Jane. But right now, let's go to Bill in Westchester. Hey, Bill. Welcome to the Pet Show.
Hey, how you doing? Good morning, Warren.
Good morning, Bill. I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you for taking my call. The subject that I wanted to bring up today was what makes my dog happy.
Yeah.
And what makes him really happy is going for a walk or going for a ride in the car. He loves that. But what makes him most happy is getting his teeth brushed.
All right, now listen, I got to stop you for a second, because you're probably one of the only people, not one of the only, but I'm sure you're one of the few who can actually call me up and tell me that the thing that makes your dog the happiest is when does he spit and gargle, by the way, is when you brush your dog's teeth.
No.
I mean, what are you using? Are you are you using doggy toothpaste, I'm assuming?
A doggy toothpaste, and it's called Pet Care, and it's chicken flavored.
So you use chicken-flavored toothpaste. Yeah, that comes in beef-flavored, chicken-flavored, fish-flavored. And I think, first of all, what you're doing is so important. So many people don't understand the concept that you can have the healthiest dog or the healthiest cat. If they have problems with their teeth, it's more than just a pain in the butt, or actually a pain in the mouth. What it really is actually it can get to the point where it can go into the bloodstream. It can make them really ill. It can make them really, really sick. So it's important to keep your dog and cat's teeth absolutely clean. So brushing them is a great thing to do. And if that makes your cat happy, boy, what an easy life you have, Bill, because I bet you 80% of my listeners say, oh, Warren, you're not going to believe it. I tried to brush my dog or cat's teeth. He's driving me crazy. What can I do? So give that dog and cat a big hug and a kiss.
My dog loves it. I give him a bath once a week because he's very active. We go out and we run and we walk and stuff like that. So I give him a bath once a week. But he just loves like getting his teeth brushed.
Well, let me just bathing your dog. You know, some people can overbathe their dog. So I hope you're using the right type of shampoo, because you know if you overwash your dog, what you can do is actually cause the skin to dry out. So you don't want to overbathe. You don't want to bathe too often either, and you want to use something that's really, really mild. So don't overbathe them. Once a week sounds like a lot to me. You know, there are dry wipes that you can use. Let me give you a secret.
No,
let me give you a
skin
secret.
is in very good condition.
Let me give you a little secret. I learned this, Bill. I learned this when I was overseas. You know, there were times you couldn't take a shower, or times you couldn't take a bath. And what we used to do is we used to take some cornstarch. And if you take a little bit of cornstarch and you put it on the dog's coat, and you take a brush or a comb and brush that too, that will take a lot of the oils and the danders and stuff off. So it's a little secret for you. You can try that out as well. Anyway, Bill, what can I send you, Bill? I'm going to let you make a choice.
Hugs and kisses.
Of course, why not? I'm putting you on hold. The lovely Suzette's going to pick up, and a jar of hugs and kisses is on its way to you. Great time to call me, by the way. I do have an open line or two, which is pretty rare. 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. If you have a question about your dog or cat jumping, humping, digging, scratching, not using the litter box, running out the door, you take your dog for a walk, the greatest dog in the world, but if he sees another dog, it's like you've never met your dog before. He turns into something entirely different. If you have a question about your pet's behavior, they're not eating, they're eating too much, they're fat, they're too skinny, great time to give me a call. If you're new to the show, as you just heard me, everyone that does call into the Pet Show and speaks to me live will get a fabulous gift for their dog or cat. And as I said, many of the items I give away are worth $25, $35, $45, even $50. So great time to give me a call, even if you just want to answer my question. What makes your dog or cat happy? Or do you believe dogs and cats can be psychic? Give me a call, and a great gift will be on its way. The phone number again, 866-870-5752. 866-870-KRLA. I'm going to take a quick break. Best time to call me. I'll get right back to you after this. Now, And we are back on the pitch. A little, it's funny. I was watching just before I went on the air this morning. I get up early. Everybody knows that. I get up like 3:34. I was watching cartoons. I don't like to watch the news in the morning. I'll watch it maybe later in the afternoon. But I was watching cartoons because I don't want to get my mind all. What's the Yiddish word my grandmother used? Flablungered. I mean, it's confused with other things. I just want to watch. This morning I was watching Bugs Bunny. You know. It really makes me feel good just watching non-thinking stuff once in a while. Phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. I'll get right back to the phones in a second. How do dogs do that? Do dogs have a sixth sense? Are they psychic? Can they really detect barometric pressure, infrared wavelengths, predict thunderstorms, detect vibrations from earthquakes, find their way home from long distance, and tell people from good or bad? Sixth sense or just perception? You decide. What do you think? Do you think that dogs and cats, for that matter, have a sixth sense? Give me a call. Let me know. I'll send you a great gift. Or is it just a matter of luck? Or they can really predict things? Do they really know? I know. You guys know I spent a lot of time in Europe and Asia. And I honestly believe, in my heart and my soul, how incredibly, I don't know if I want to use the word psychic, but how incredibly they have a sixth sense. I believe it. I've seen dogs and cats know when their guardian was crossing the Rainbow Bridge. I've seen their reactions prior to that. I believe they do have a sixth sense. I believe that animals are psychic. I believe that you and I are psychic, but it's inhibited. People say, Warren, you're psychic. Can you know what the dogs? No, I have no idea. I'm not that kind of psychic. But I think most human beings, most animals are psychic, but I believe it's inhibited in most human beings. Great time to give me a call, 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. God, great call. Let's go to, you know what, let me go to Tony, and then we'll go to Jane and Xavier. Hey, Tony, welcome to the show.
Thanks. Is this better?
No, you got the same thing, Tony. I'm going to put you on hold, and you and Suzette can try to work that out. So in that case, I am now going to go to Jane in Anaheim. Hey, Jane, welcome to the show.
Hello, I'm from the Bronx too, Warren Eckstein. And
let me make you feel at home. Let me make you feel at home, okay? Yo, there you go. Bronx cheer, come on.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, good. Okay. Yeah, you should have been on Noah's Ark. You just love animals, and animals must love you for sure. They've always been good to me, and yeah, they're very smart and they're very sensitive, and they're to your feelings, and they give you hugs and everything. Anyways, I have a question. I was wondering if you ever had bites from fleas. I've gotten bitten, and I have these itchy rashes that won't go away. And it happens to be a cat that I love.
Have I ever had bites from fleas? I've given myself flea baths. Okay. You laugh. You might laugh about it. But let me explain a few things to you. Are you sure it's fleas? And I'll tell you why. I have been bitten.
Can you speak a little bit louder? I cannot hear. I'm sorry.
Okay. It may not be fleas. And let me tell you why.
Okay.
I have been bitten up like crazy for the last month or so. My ankles, my wrists. And I'm saying, where is this coming from? What's going on? I know my dogs don't have any fleas. But the bottom line is there's a new type of mosquito out there that goes after, it doesn't buzz, you don't see them, they bite your ankles, and when they bite you, it really, really itches, and it doesn't just go away in an hour. So it may not be fleas. I'm just bringing that up so you understand. Now, let's find out if
there's no mosquitoes here.
Okay, well, yeah, I guess there's mosquitoes left Anaheim a long time ago. And anyway, here's what I want you to do. Let's see if you have fleas. What I want you to do is take your cat, roll your cat around in a white towel. If you see black specks on the white towel, take those specks and put them on a damp, moist paper towel. If they turn red, you have a flea problem. That means you need to treat the pet and the home at the same time. So what I'm going to do, and you're actually the first person getting this. I am going to send you, it's made by my friends at Nature Vet right here in Temecula. I'm going to send you some all-natural herbal flea spray. You can spray it on the pets, rub it on your hands, rub it on them. You can spray it on the furniture.
You mean I can rub it on me too?
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, it's all natural. It's herbal. You'll smell good. I'm not advocating you rub it on yourself, but rub it on your pets. In terms of your own itching, you're going to have to put some cortisone on it. Some of those cortisone rubs. That's what you do. But you got to get rid of the fleas.
You mean putting cortisone on myself?
Exactly, on yourself, not on the pet. But again, well, let's find out what it is. If you find out that it's fleas, then you have to treat. I don't believe in flea collars, but what you can do is you can just make sure you get a flea comb. You can comb your cat every day with the flea comb to get rid of any fleas. And then if it's really bad, you may have to hire a professional, come into the house, all natural, using all natural approach to getting fleas within the environment.
Is a flea comb metal, or what does it look like?
What does what look like?
A flea comb, is it metal?
Oh, yeah, it could be plastic on top, but it's metal. The teeth are very close to each other, and it makes a difference. Anyway, I got to move on. Just go to the pet store.
I've seen them crawling on his face. That's how I know.
Well, then you know the cat has fleas. So I'm going to send you some of this all-natural herbal flea space, and if you saw them, then you're probably infested. What I would do is treat the cat in the environment.
Thank you so much.
Oh, no, thank you. Give that.
Bites yourself? Have you had flea bites yourself?
Have I had flea bites? Yes. I'm going to put you on hold.
How did you treat it for yourself?
I used some of that cortisone, and I jumped into a flea bath. I'm putting you on hold, and I'm sending you some all-natural herbal flea spray. I've had fleas. I've had ticks. I've had them all. A quick break, then right back to your phone calls, 866-870-KRLA. Hey, we're back on the Pet Show. We have to break for the top of the hour. When we come back, plenty of time for your calls. Lots of great stuff to give away. 866-870 KRLA, the phone number. I'm Warren Eckstein. You're listening to The Pet Show.
We tried to stumble, but we haven't yet. Your dog is barking, your cat missed the box. Your ferret's chewed up all your favorite socks. He sure knows how to get inside your pet's head. But maybe it's you who needs to be trained instead.
And if you love animals, you have come to the right place. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show. We've been talking together for over 41 years on radio and TV. So if you have a question about your dog or cat's behavior, or just want to understand why they do things sometimes, great time to give me a call. If you happen to be new to The Pet Show, just a reminder that everyone that calls in and gets through to me live will get a great gift for their dog or cat. Many of the items worth $35, $45, $50. But that's not the reason to call in. If you really want to find out why your pets may be chewing, barking, digging, humping, scratching, not coming back when you call them, pull you down the block. If you have any questions about your dog or cat's behavior, or just want to brag a little bit, great time to give me a call. And by the way, I have two questions today. Normally I have one. And if you just want to answer the question, you get through to me. I'll still send you a great gift, I promise. What makes your pets happy? And I don't mean just happy. I mean happy. Or do your pets have a sixth sense? Do you believe that your dogs, your cats, sometimes know what you're thinking or can predict certain things that are going on? We're going to talk about that as well. By the way, let me just give you a list. Oh, you know what? Before I do that, I'm going to get to you, Xavier, Cheryl, and Tony, I promise. Great time to call me. I do have a line or two open, 866-870-5752, 866-870-KRLA. But I also have Beverly. Beverly asked me a question on YouTube, and the question Beverly asked me was, our daughter's cat is peeing on the baby's toy basket. He took a few toys out a few times and peed there twice. Is it maybe related to the nearby diaper pail? You think so? Of course it is. It's related to a couple of things. First of all, new baby comes into the house, gets a tremendous amount of attention, and therefore there's going to be a certain amount of territorial scenario. Now, I wrote what to expect from your pet when you're expecting for Parents Magazine, Baby Talk Magazine, even the New Yorker many, many years ago. There's a whole plan I have. It's on my website, by the way, on how to prepare your pet for the arrival to avoid situations just like this. What I would do right now is I would remove the diaper pail, put it to another location that's not so easily accompanied by your cat. That's number one. And number two is in the toy basket, what I'd like you to do is take some articles of clothing, or have your daughter take some articles of her clothing or other family members, put it in that basket so the familiar scent is in the basket of things she smelled all the time. That's number one. Number two, spend some time with her around the basket, giving her a treat, giving her a toy, even placing some of her food there, so now there's a positive association with the basket, not a tendency to have to claim some territory. That's really critical. Had you called me earlier, even before the baby was born, I would have had you take some ammonia, put it on a diaper, put it in the diaper pan to get your cat used to the smell of what a baby's going to smell like. That's really important. I would have had you record the sounds of a baby crying before the baby arrived, so the cat would have nothing major to deal with other than loving the new baby. By the way, you can check that out, Beverly, on my website, thepetshow.com. There's a whole article there on what to expect from your pet. It's kind of a little late right now because the pet's already there, so follow the advice I gave you, and I'm sure it's going to work out just fine for you. Again, the phone number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Do you ever think about rain and how it can affect your pets? Well, let me explain a couple of things to you. Number one, when it rains, especially in a place like Southern California where we don't have rain that often, but when we do have rain, it's usually a pretty good soaker. And that means if your dog gets out or if your cat gets out, they're going to have a much, much more difficult time of finding their way home based on the changes of the scents within the environment due to the rain. So whenever it's, and besides, heaven forbid, thunder or lightning might spook them as well. So I want you to make sure that you know where your dogs and cats are, because as I said, just the rain alone could sometimes confuse them if in fact they do get lost. 866-870-KRLA is the phone number. I'm going to go to Xavier first, then we'll get to you, Tony, again. We'll try again, Tony, I promise. Xavier in Pacoima, welcome to the Pet Show.
Yes, sir, Mr. Warren. Regarding, I have a 2-year-old French bulldog, and I take him for walks. I live in a condo, so every time I take him for a walk, he sees, anybody walking by or somebody from, approaching us or whatever. He starts going crazy. Tries starts playing the leash, like he wanting to attack them. So it's like what I do is I put a little bit of pressure on his backside, and I sit him down, then I start massaging him and just petting him, say, calm down, that kind of work. So,
well, Xavier, let me stop you for a second, okay?
Yes.
If you were doing something wrong,
okay,
and someone you were with patted you on the back, set you down, and rubbed your butt, wouldn't they be reinforcing your behavior rather than trying to resolve it?
Oh, you're right. Yes,
I'm right. Every once in a while, I love when I get them right. So here's the thing: you have a Frenchie. I love the breed. There are way too many of them around. You go to Montana Avenue, where I live in Santa Monica. It's Frenchie heaven on Sunday. But the The bottom line is this. I would like to see you spend more time socializing your dog. And here's what I'm going to recommend. If you have people in the neighborhood or friends in the neighborhood or people that the dog has known, what I'd like you to do is before you take the dog out for a walk, maybe have that person or a friend of yours or a neighbor, whatever, already outside with maybe a toy that your dog loves. They already know the dog's name. Call the dog. What we want to do is make the dog think that when he sees people on the street now, only good things are going to happen. Not bad things, only good things are going to happen. So it's kind of like counter conditioning, and that's where we want to be at this point. It can make all the difference in the world. But again, I know what you're doing, and people think that's the way to do it. If the dog's doing something wrong, stop him and then praise him. Well, it can be done that way, but there's a lot of different types of reinforcement. And if you reinforce the wrong way, what you're actually doing is just making the behavior that much more indented in
Well,
in
obviously,
the
I mean, if it's a stranger, I don't expect him to have a toy or something to...
But don't stop. But if it's a stranger, what you do is you just continue walking. Don't react to the dog. If you react to the dog, just keep walking. Say, it's none of your concern. Let's get on with this. Don't stop. Because the minute you stop, you're telling the dog what he did was the right thing to do.
Okay, great. All righty, I'll try that. Mr. Warren, quick question. Your topic was about have dogs having sixth sense on them, you're saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I truly do believe that because, I mean, sometimes, like, I'm not even close to, like, my wife, she goes out, shopping, whatever, and I stay at home. But prior from her getting home, like, say, about 20 minutes later, the dogs start acting up like they feel that she's coming home.
Yeah,
So
it's no different. Let me tell you, when I do the radio show here, I'm on the air with you guys in Los Angeles till 1 o'clock, and then at 1:05 I start my national show for Radio America and Armed Forces Radio. So for 4 hours straight, I'm on the air on Saturday, right? Forget what I do during the week. Guaranteed, when I get off the air here today at 3 o'clock, before I get off the air, Molly and Willie will be at the door, because I'm broadcasting from home, will be at the door of my studio saying, "Hey, Pop, it's about time. Let's go out." They know, I'm telling you, my dogs have to wear wristwatches. They must.
Yes, they know what time it is. Exactly. I totally agree with you, Mr. Warren. Wow.
Not only that, but they're so they pick up on everything around them. The way the sun is, the way the sounds are, the way this is, the way that's going. They pick up on everything. They're much more intuitive about what goes on in their surroundings than them. I wasn't joking earlier when I said that dogs in my life had literally saved my life at least 3 times, probably 5 altogether.
I believe that, yeah.
And every time they did that, had I trusted my own instincts, I probably wouldn't be talking to you today. I trusted the dog's instincts because they were able to pick up on things. Not only was it instinctive and psychic, but they're just so much more focused, especially German Shepherds. Anyone who out there has a German Shepherd, I guarantee you that most German Shepherds, when you walk a German Shepherd, their heads are really looking forward. Denise and I were joking about this the other day. They are so in tune with everything around. They look to the left, they look to the right, they look up, they look down. They're well behaved, but they really want to know what's going on around them. Great dog, by the way, the little Frenchie. I'm going to do this. I'm going to put you on hold. And for your Frenchie, I'm going to send you some Lucy pet food for your little Frenchie. I love Frenchies. They're so adorable. There's so many of them, though. In fact, in England now, did you know the veterinarians have gotten together in England that are trying to ban breeders from breeding the French Bulldog and other breeds of dogs that have so many medical issues? And maybe they're on the right track. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. Hey, Tony, can we talk to you this time?
How is this?
That's perfect, Tony. Perfect. What can I do for you?
Oh, thanks so much for your patience. And a quick answer to your question about what makes your pets happy. For me, my cat playing with him.
They just love to be played with.
They love it, yeah. So it's actually a her. So I have a challenge you can really give me some advice on. It's 2 wonderful Siamese brothers I would love to bring into my home, but the cat I have is vinegar and baking soda.
Vinegar and baking soda. Oh, they don't mix. I get it.
I tried. Yeah, sorry. I tried to bring them in, and my cat just hisses and groans.
Well, Tony, how would you like if all of a sudden another guy moved into your house? How would you feel?
Yes, that's true.
Okay, however, if maybe you got to know that person the transition of that person moving in would be a whole lot easier. So the introduction of cats, and I've had as many as 30 at a time, most of them feral, didn't happen overnight. But the bottom line is this. What you need to do is, before you bring the cats into the house, is get the cat used of what they smell like. Go out, buy a couple of stuffed animals, rub them on the Siamese cats, bring those stuffed animals into the home. Your cats become adjusted to their smell without any threat, without any challenge. That's number one. Number two is, when you bring the cats into the household, I would actually name, I even name the stuffed animals. When you bring the cats into the household, short periods of introduction, one person holding the cat, the Siamese, the other person holding the cat that's there. Now, that being said, the most important thing that you can do right now is make sure that your home is so interesting and so different and so changed when the new cats come in, so that your older cat is focused on the new boxes coming in, the new bags coming in, the new catnip coming in, the other organic plants coming in. So now he's associating this incredible change within its environment with the arrival of the other cats, a positive right off the bat. Now, are they going to be bosom buddies? No, not necessarily. But if you're gradual, and the introduction's gradual, and every time they're together you end on a positive note, I promise you, Tony, one day, you may have a few more gray hairs, but one day you'll come home and you'll find the three of them sleeping whisker to whisker. It's not going to happen overnight. Don't force the issue. Little by little, always end on a positive note. And I promise you, within time, you will work out with them.
Those are great ideas. So basically, time is really an important thing. And just one other question. My place is small enough that I wonder if I should get a large enclosed catio to put inside and to keep them in for a while. No?
Some people recommend that. It's not my first choice, but if it makes you feel more comfortable, if you're in a real small area, that's fine. You just have to make sure, on top of that, you don't use that as a way to avoid getting them together. A lot of people use the crates and the carriers as a way to avoid a situation. I want you to confront the situation, and it may help you a little bit if you put them in there occasionally, but I want you to follow the advice I gave you in terms of the socialization.
Wonderful. Such great ideas.
Tony, do you have a copy of my cat book?
I don't.
Well, you do now. I'm putting you on hold. The amazing Suzette is going to pick up, and we're going to send you a copy of How to Get Your Cat to Do What You Want. By the way, both of my books are available either at Amazon. Both of my books. I have 13, but the dog and cat book are available at Amazon, or better yet, go to my website, thepetshow.com. Phone number here, 866-870-KRLA. We come back, our pet psychic. We'll take a look at that. We'll answer all of your pet and animal questions. I still got more hugs and kisses to give away. Artificial gold for your dogs and cats' hips and joints. Hemp seed oil, kitty lickies, T-shirts, flea spray, Lucy pet food. Plenty of time for your calls. Lots of great stuff to give away. Even if you just want to answer my question, what makes your dog or cat, really, really happy? Give me a call, or do you believe they have a sixth sense? 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-575 to listen. If you Little Top Cat here. We're back on the Pet Show on Warren Eckstein on this rainy Saturday. Remember, keep your cats and dogs dry. Don't let them out by themselves. They can get lost in the rain. The changes out there, the changes in the way everything smells is all different. Great time to call me, by the way. I still got lots of great stuff to give away. 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through to the Pet Show. Or if you want to check out youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. And by the way, I talk about this YouTube channel. It's incredible now. So many people going to my YouTube channel based on the fact that I put up these little shorts almost every day. It's like little tips that kind of help you get through the day. And there's long segments as well. So check out youtube.com/Warren Eckstein, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. Subscribe. It's free and I get all that information. Absolutely. All right, before I get back to the phone lines here, great time to call me, by the way, 866-870-5752. You think you love your dog? You think you love your cat? I'm going to get to you, Cheryl, June, and Alexander in just a second. Well, I talked about this earlier when I opened the show, that I have several tattoos. I love them. I think it's great art. I have one on my arm that says no regrets. I have one on my leg. There's a picture of one of my German Shepherds. I have another one on my arm that says this. I got one on my arm that I got in 1969. Wow, it's kind of faded. 1969, outside a tavern in beautiful Bangkok, Thailand. Anyway, listen to this story. Tell me what you think. A devoted dog owner was so heartbroken when her beloved bull terrier passed away that she got his ashes inked permanently into her skin so that she always with her. Robin Moskrop rescued her bull terrier, Bronson, back in 2019, who she spoiled rotten and treated like a baby. The 27-year-old was devastated when her pampered pet suddenly died last July from unknown causes when he was around the age of just 3 years old. To commemorate her very special dog, her boyfriend, who conveniently worked as a tattoo artist, immortalized her favorite portrait of him with his ashes mixed into the ink. Robin said the tattoo provided her with a sense of closure, giving it means Bronson's always with his mom and will never be forgotten. I don't know. What do you think? I mean, the tattoo part I like. I don't know about the health of having ashes injected into my body. I mean, she loved them, obviously, but I don't know. What do you think about that? Would you do? I mean, I would have another. If I had tattoos of every dog and every cat that I live with, and pig and chicken, and I would have no parts left over. But I don't know about the ashes. I mean, obviously she loved the dog. But I don't know about the ashes mixed with the ink, if I would be in favor of that. What do you think? Give me a call. Let me know. 866-870-KRLA. That is the phone number. I'm going to get to your calls, I promise. Before I do that, how do dogs do that? Do dogs have a sixth sense? Are they psychic? They can detect changes in barometric pressure. They can check infrared wavelengths. They can predict thunderstorms, detect vibrations before earthquakes happen, find their way home from long distances, and tell good people from bad people. Is it a sixth sense or is it just perception? You decide. Tell me what you think. Just perception, or do you believe that dogs and cats have a sixth sense or a psychic? I'll send you a great gift. 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through to the Pet Show. Let me go to my friend Cheryl, calling all the way from beautiful Fairfield, Connecticut.
Hi, Uncle Warren.
Hey, Cheryl, you know, there's I think I lectured at a college. Isn't there a college in Fairfield?
There are several.
I know. I years ago, they called me in to do a segment on animal psychology, and I don't remember which college it was, but I think it might have been a Christian college.
Louder. Once you picked up the line, it's hard to hear you. I have an interesting problem. I'm usually the one who can help everybody because I've been with you since Mowdy and Tig.
Wow.
And I have a 6-year-old Shepherd Hound mix. She's about 85 pounds. She was kept in a laundry room for a while, so she missed out on some of the important early socialization.
Sure.
And then she came to me. She also just lost her 18-and-a-half-year-old brother. And so we've started going back to an open space that we have here in town where what makes her happy is she gets to run free. And I know you're not a big fan of that, but this is a place where the dogs can run off leash because it's enclosed and everything.
I'm not. So no. Don't get me wrong. If it's an enclosed area, and the other dogs there get along with each other, I have no problem. And everyone's vaccinated. Everyone's up to date. I have no problem with that at all.
Yes. What's happening, though, is partly because we couldn't go for a year because her older brother was just ailing too much to walk there. She's so excited that she runs up to dogs, and you know what a pit maneuver is with a police car when they hit them from behind and make the car spin around? She does pit maneuvers and knocks other dogs over, and the humans get all bent out of shape, and your dog's aggressive and your dog's vicious, and I don't know how to curb that.
Other than pushing them, other than your dog doing that maneuver, the pit maneuver on other dogs, what's her reaction with the other dogs? Is there aggressive behavior other than that?
She kind of grumbles a little, and sometimes she goes with an open mouth, but most of the time she just bonks with her nose. But because she's so big, the dogs usually end up flipping over.
Okay, do you have people that let their dogs with your dog in that area? Do you have some of those people that are friends of yours or people that you can speak with? One of the things I'm going to recommend that you do is that off-leash enclosure is great. But that off-leash enclosure is the same off-leash enclosure every single day. The smells are there the same. Different dogs maybe every occasionally. What I would rather you do at this point is, if you can do it a couple of times a week, is have one of the dogs that's regularly there or two of the dogs go for a walk with you outside of that area. Let them go for a walk together where your dog isn't just focused on them. They're focused on the squirrels. They're focused on other smells of other dogs down the block or a different location. What we want to use is a little bit of distraction therapy. Let the dog know that when it's around other dogs, it doesn't have to behave that way, and the best way to do that is not correct the dog, which could make it a more of a problem. The best way to correct that scenario is to get them to relate to each other on neutral territory. If you're consistent with that, I promise you, Cheryl, little by little, they will come around. Not overnight, but once you get them out of that area where they're running loose and you get them walking in an area where there's a lot of distractions and they're focused on that and they're with you guys, close to you, I think that's the best way to resolve the issue that you're having.
Okay, I can try that. Some of the dogs that are friends of ours are a lot smaller, but she doesn't.
Doesn't make it. They're on a leash. You're walking
in. With the larger ones, not the small ones.
Well, no, but then if you can find a couple, I'm sure you can find a couple of friends in Fairfield, Connecticut that have big dogs, right?
There are a few, yeah.
A few. Anyway, listen, Cheryl, I got to run, but I'm going to put you on hold. Thank you for calling, Mowdy. You just made me think of Mowdy and Ty, my favorite.
Well,
I just
talked lots of times, but this is a tough one. So
well, I'm sure you resolved it. So I'm going to put you on hold, and I am going to send you a jar of my hugs and kisses for the shepherd. Keep me posted. We can resolve this issue. Great time to give me a call. The phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870 KRLA, 866-870-5752. June Alexander will get to your call. I still got lots of great stuff to give away. I got some more Lucy pet food, some more kitty lickies if you have a cat question, and that all-natural herbal flea spray and copies of my books as well. 866-870-5752. Listen. And we are back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. I posted this on my... By the way, let me just share this with you guys because it's important. You know, I had thousands and thousands of Facebook followers over the years. But for some reason, Facebook, they messed up my Facebook page and it disappeared, and it's a pain in the butt. You can't talk to a live person. I don't think there's anyone live working at Facebook. But I want to give you guys my brand new Facebook page. I will be posting lots of information, lots of fun stuff, lots of stuff that will help you understand your pets better, and we'll have a ball. So I want you to go to my new Facebook page, become my friend there. This is my new Facebook page, facebook.com/Warren Pet Talk, all one word. Facebook.com/Warren Pet Talk. Become my friend there. I share a lot of information there. Lots of fun we have. Lots of times, and let me just tell you, one of the other reasons I have this page is we have found homes for three-legged dogs, blind dogs, deaf dogs that would have never found another home other than my Facebook followers. So it's a brand new Facebook page. Check it out until this other one. If we ever get in touch with Facebook again, it's facebook.com/Warren Pet Talk. The phone number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. Still coming up, besides your questions, we're going to take a look at pet parenting style influences your dog's behavior. That according to a new study out of Oregon State University. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Again, great time to call me. I do have hugs and kisses to give away, kitty lickies, Lucy pet food, flea spray, Arthrosuit Gold. Great time to call, even if you just want to answer one of the questions. Do pets have a sixth sense, or what makes your dog or cat happy? 866-870-5752, 866-870-KRLA. That is the way to get through to the Pet Show. I'm going to get to you in just a second, June and Alexandra, I promise. But I talked about happy pets. So we all want to do everything we can to make our dogs and cats feel happy. With the most of us being so busy and with less time to spend with our pets, many guardians are feeling guilty or worried about their pet's well-being and their pet's mental health. But it's not the amount of time you spend with your dogs and cats. What's more important is the quality of time. I've been saying that for 45 years. Here are some tips to keep your pets healthy and happy. A healthy, balanced diet, adequate mental stimulation. A lot of people don't do that. You know, they'll throw a scratching post down for their cat. They'll throw a ball out in the backyard. That's not at all adequate mental stimulation. Physical exercise. You know, I wrote the book Pet Aerobics in the 70s, so doggy sit-ups and kitty calisthenics can really help with the bodies and the minds. Tremendous amount of socialization, incredible love and affection, and set aside time for them. Who doesn't like a good belly rub or cat massage? And just because your dog or cat is getting older, don't neglect the things they enjoyed as a puppy or kitten. It keeps them young. I feel like that Rod Stewart song, Forever Young. And always make them feel safe and secure, and that's how you'll have a happy pet. So how do you make your pet happy? Give me a call. Let me know. 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Let's go to June in Palmdale. Hey, June, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hey, Warren, good to talk to you. You're the man, I'll tell you. I'm the cat woman, but you're the man.
The Catwoman,
Okay.
you know, the Catwoman, that was my favorite character on Batman. I loved Catwoman on the original Batman.
I know.
Batman.
I was brought up with cats. Yes, I mean, like from 2 years old, we've always had cats, and all my children have grown up with cats. And it's always hard when you lose one. And we lost a great cat during COVID. I don't know what happened, and no vets were open for business.
You know, it's funny that, let me just stop you for a second, because it's funny that you brought this up. My personal vet is going to be coming on the air with me in a week or two or three. And what I want to hear, the reason I'm asking her to come on is I want her to kind of explain why it's so difficult. And I wanted to explain it from the veterinarians. You know, we hear, well, I can't get into a vet, I can't get this. But I want every one of my listeners to hear the veterinarian side of it, their point of view as well. So in the not-too-distant future, my personal vet will be coming on and we'll talk about that. So I just wanted to toss that out.
That is so awesome. Thank you, because, I mean, we lost the cat, and he was, you know, of course, I was crying. It was hard. When I wasn't crying for COVID, I was crying for my cat and how they treated. But now we have a rescue cat, and we still have our 17-year-old. They were getting ready to put her to sleep when she was a kitten because they thought she was a feral over at the shelter. I said, no, I'll take her. She was no fit. I could tell I'm a cat person. She's now 17, and she's just beautiful. She's great.
Bless you for doing that.
We've got her a few buddies along the way, and they've passed on. We got her the rescue cat now, and he loves her. He was 6 months old when we got him, and he'd been fixed, and he'd had his shots. So everything's good. He went to her, and of course she wanted to back off the first few days. All of a sudden, I went down to the bedroom. They both jumped on my bed, and there she was licking his face. And she's licking and giving him a bath. I was okay, so they're bonding, But then I noticed trouble with the little boy we adopted. His name is Ziggy, and he has some kind of rattling cough. He can sneeze, and you'll see mucus come out his nose like just us.
Yeah, but June, let me just stop you for a second.
Okay.
If you have, how old did you say this cat was?
He's maybe a year and a half at the most.
Okay, and if this coughing is persistent, have you had a conversation with the vet about it?
Yes, and she goes, "Oh, he just probably ate something." They're so busy right now. They just blew him off, kind of.
Well, let me ask you another question. You just told me that your cat was bonding with the other cat by licking it constantly, right?
Yes.
Okay, so it's very
and then
possible.
He'll go back and lick her now, but
it's very possible that when you have a cat that is either over grooming themselves or over grooming another cat that lives with them, they're ingesting that hair, and that hair now becomes in their throat, and they start hacking up. I don't like your vet's answer at all. I don't like your vet's answer at all. I don't like the fact that, well, maybe she just ate something. No. Maybe there's something else.
But he's very short hair. I mean, short hair.
Does it make any difference? Sometimes
the other cat is long-haired. And I know with a hairball, she gets that, sometimes grooming. But it
sounds to me like there's an over-grooming scenario. I want you to speak to another vet. Let's make sure there's nothing physically going on. But it sounds to me like it's hair and over-grooming. So here's what I'm going to do. One of the reasons I developed my Hugs and Kisses supplement is I added two major things to it that are important to you. I added lecithin, which is absolutely critical in terms of keeping the coat. So by giving them the Hugs and Kisses on a daily basis, what you'll find is that the skin and coat will be a lot better. There'll be a lot less shedding. If there's a lot less shedding, there's going to be a lot less hair. If there's a lot less hair falling out, there's going to be a lot less hair being swallowed. And if the fact is that she's coughing up the hair, then in fact that will make a big difference. I've literally had people call me up and say, Warren,
not hair, but she never ends up coughing and getting it out.
No, listen to me. I don't care if you see the hair. I'm suggesting that one or two strands of hair may be stuck in her throat or just making her cough. So that's what I would be counting on at this point. So I am going to do this because the Hugs and Kisses it makes all the difference in the world in terms of skin and coat. So I'm going to send you some of it. If they don't eat it right off the bat, just sprinkle it over their food. The difference is the fact that it's specific. That was the reason I originally developed Hugs and Kisses. I mean, it has a lot of different things in it now, but it was originally developed specifically.
For a long time.
Exactly, and the new ones, the new Hugs and Kisses 4-in-1 are even better. That's where we added the lecithin just to make sure that the cat's coat or the dog's coat stays well. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to put you on hold. I'm going to send you a jar of the Hugs and Kisses specifically for your cat. I'm telling you, it's going to make a difference if, in fact, that's the problem. And, I don't like your veterinarian's answer. I'm a big fan of veterinarians. I adore them. I speak to them every day. But the bottom line is some veterinarians are kind of like a wheelbarrow. They're a useful tool, but sometimes you got to push them to get the right answer. That's why I'm so glad in a couple of weeks I'll have my vet on. She's absolutely amazing. We'll talk to her as well. The phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Let me take a quick break. When we come back, Alexandra in LA will get to you. A dollar in Santa Clarita will get to you as well. 866-870-5752. Now, we are back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. We'll get right back to the calls. You know, dogs with guardians who have high expectations and are highly responsive to their dog's behavior and needs are more social, more secure when away from their owners, and more persistent problem solvers, according to a new study at Oregon State University. They found that pet parenting style does in fact predict patterns of dog behavior and cognition. This is an important finding because it suggests that they say guardians, I use the word owners, but I'm just reading, they say dog owners who take the time to understand and meet their dog's needs are more likely to end up with secure, resilient dogs. The behavior and cognition of dogs have drawn increasing scientific interest during the past several decades, with a lot of research focused on how dog behavior is in fact influenced by the home environment and the people that the dog lives with. It is so, so true. Pet parenting can determine how your dog or cat is going to react. Hey, Alexandria in L.A., welcome to the Pet Show.
Thanks, Warren. How are you?
I am doing good. How about you?
Well, I'm a little concerned about my cat. His name is Dexter, and he's 7 years old. And not last night, but the night before, he got into some tape. And it was, I think, electrical tape. It was black, and
well, electrical tape usually is black.
Yeah, so he started vomiting in the middle of the night. I didn't know he'd eaten it, and he started vomiting in the middle of the night, and it seemed like he got it all up. Because after a while, he went back to eating and drinking. And but I've noticed that he hasn't used the litter box, to defecate, and I'm kind of worried that he might be constipated. But he seems all right. He doesn't seem sick.
Okay, here's what I'm going to recommend that you do. Okay, if he ate, normally his pooping routine is every day, once or twice.
Yeah, I'd say so. My husband's here, too.
Okay, so now, if the cat has not pooped in 2 days, I have a concern about that. Maybe there's something irritated. Maybe there's still a piece of tape left in there. Maybe it's some chemical. I would make a quick call to either your veterinarian, or you might, no, don't go to animal poison control right now. I don't think that's wrong. I would definitely call your vet. They may recommend something to ease the constipation, but it's really important that the cat does go. And it's been 2 days for a cat that normally goes every day. That's something you may want to consider. Maybe no big deal, and chances are it's no big deal. Maybe there's something a little irritated there. But I would run that by your vet at this point, just to make sure. And I'm so glad that you're watching. A lot of people won't even know that their dog isn't pooping on a regular basis. So I would definitely think it's a quick call to your vet, quick question. Either the vet's going to say, don't worry about it. Let me prescribe something in terms of the constipation. That should work. And once it's done, it's done. Or the vet's going to say, it's more important than that. Maybe we should take a look. So those are the options I think you have at this point.
Can I ask you one more question?
Sure, of course you can.
So a couple of weeks ago, Dexter was eating dry food, and he got some of it stuck in his throat, and he started to choke. And it went on for like a minute and a half, and I thought he was going to fall over because he wasn't able to breathe, and I didn't know what to do. Is there anything a person can do when your cat is choking?
Absolutely. You can do the Heimlich Maneuver with your cat. I write about that all the time. You can do the Heimlich Maneuver. You can do chest compressions if the cat, God forbid, passed out. If you go online, I think it's even on my website. I'm not positive, but there might be something there in terms of emergency things you can do. But if you go online, there are many, many different ways you can learn. I think everyone needs to take a first aid course with their pet, but you should absolutely positively learn how to give your cat mouth to snout resuscitation if necessary. Absolutely. Or in some cases, what I do is I'll try to encourage my dog to throw up, or cats over the past to throw up, by kind of massaging their throat a little bit at this point. But I think that's the better approach that I would take at this point, is to follow the advice I just gave you.
How do you do a Heimlich maneuver on a cat?
Well, you got to put them on their side, okay? You got to kind of find out. Put your hands underneath their back. You can't do it very hard. It's like an infant. You don't want to break any ribs. So you kind of put it under just the rear part of their chest and push up and forward, up and forward. If you have someone with you that can open the cat's mouth, that's great. So up and forward, up and forward. Now they have this new thing on the market. I just saw it advertised on TV for people that are choking. I'm not quite sure yet if it works for pets. I'm going to take a look at that, and if I find that it does, I'll talk about that. But if you go online and just Google Heimlich maneuver for cats, you'll see a lot of videos on it, and it's a good thing for everyone to learn out there.
Fabulous.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, don't go anywhere. Also,
I lied.
because you're such big cat lovers, I'm putting you on hold, and I'm going to send you a copy of how to get your cat to do what you want. And if I don't take a break now, Alex is going to yell at me. A quick break, then right back to your calls on Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show. And we are back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. Here's the deal. Dollar Fern, I don't want to rush your call, so write this number down. You all know that as soon as I get off the air here, I do my national Canadian show for Radio America, Armed Forces Radio. The same show. I give away the same type of gifts. But write this number down because Dollar and Fern, you will be my first callers on that show. So write it down. Start calling about 1 o'clock. Be patient. It has to go to Washington, D.C., but I promise you'll be my first 2 callers, and I will send you a great gift. And that goes for anyone out there. If you didn't get to call in today, you're out busy, you're traveling around, whatever you're doing, you can start calling the number for my National Canadian show at 1 o'clock, and here is that number, 877-725-8255. 877-725-8255. 877-725-8255. And just a reminder, if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do. I share a lot of information there. I know I run out of time here. Lots of great tips to help you and your dog have the relationship, and you and your cat have the relationship you really want, help you understand each other a lot better. Check it out at youtube.com/Warren Eckstein, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. Until next week, give all your pets a big hug and a kiss for you, one between the ears for me. I'm Warren Eckstein. You've been listening to The Pet Show.